Hello there, I'm Boo, or Jamie, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find shinies, and I like to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. Today we are going to cross into the Ghostlands that are right behind us. Since last episode we finished the Eversong Woods in their entirety and are now free to go where there is even more Scourge and even less beautiful trees and even more death. So yay! And the first quest we're gonna do is that we are looking for the missing courierer that is lying around here being all lazy. Nah, he's not lazy, he just got poisoned real bad. Because over here we are walking into the parts of the Eversong Woods that is not so Eversonging anymore. And pretty much everything over here is touched and corrupted by Scourge magic. So we need to find an antidote for the scout because he's down bad and we need to save him through the help of a Forsaken lady. Because obviously the Blood Elves and the Forsaken are off to a good start since the leader of the Forsaken, or shall I say the former leader of the Forsaken, Sylvanas Windrunner, was once a high elf herself. And we got all the plagued blood samples, and now we will trust apothecary. I have no idea how you say that word in English. My god, okay, wait.
Apothecary.
Thedra. Then she has enough of her day that she gonna save Courier Dawnstrider, who's gonna fall over in just a second. There you go. Don't worry, he's not dead. He's a little bit sick. And now onwards we go to Tranquillin. And of course, just like it was in the maw, which is usually a sentence I don't like to say, but the sun is shining so bright and I am running into a very dark corner of Azeroth, so I cannot see that much on my screen right now. And we have arrived in Tranquillin. Gonna give Vendril the good news that we are all of the reinforcements that he's gonna get for the Ghostlands. He's very happy about that. They sent one person. And wait, we got... Look at this upgrade, guys. We're exchanging white plate wrists for lilac ones. And also, a few things have happened. So, first of all, I bought myself the glyph Fire from the Heavens, which is one of the few little customization options that you can do for your spells. So now every time our judgment crits, it's gonna do a little, Fire from the Heavens. Also, I was a bit bored and I may have skilled Cataclysmic Engineering a little bit and Classic Engineering in its entirety. Sorry. Since I just did an entire video on it, I thought I could just do that off camera. Also, I've learned a little bit of classic cooking. I also learned fishing and archaeology. Obviously, we couldn't really do any archaeology so far, but I did a little bit of fishing, which is funny because fishing in Eversong Woods apparently gives you TBC fishing. And I think that's all I did without you guys. Oh, and of course, you might have noticed, I transmogged us the Colors of the Lore Master, which is a tabard I very much like, and I think it's very fitting with this outfit. Mostly because I almost never really wear it, and I think it's a little bit fitting since we already did the Lore Master of the Eversong Woods, and now we're gonna do the Lore Master of the Ghostlands. Now first, we're gonna take care of some Nerubians that are left over from the Scourge invasion, even though it doesn't look like this will be livable in very much soon. And there you can see our glyph Fire from the Heavens in action. It's not the most insane effect, but at least it's a customization option, so yay. Alright, Anoxuten, come here. Oh wait, I think we can skill, right? Oh yeah, we can. Templar's Verdict, here we go. Gimme. Oh, I also have to skill something else. Greater Judgment, sure. We're becoming even better at judging other people. Oh yeah, and now our... What was it called before it became Final Verdict? I already forgot. But anyway, we just changed our finisher and now it looks a lot cooler because now we just summon this giant hammer whenever we use it. And it's also more powerful. And it also has a chance to give us our Hammer of Wrath whenever we want to use it. with a 15% chance. And after we've taken care of some Nerubians, now we're gonna take care of more Amani. Again, still a little bit rich of us to just, you know, complain about a troll problem if these are not our lands but theirs, but just elf things, I guess. And to deal with Zepzora, we are going to kill trolls and take their ears. And now you're gonna say, wow, we only need to kill 3 trolls because we need 6 ears. But the thing is, this quest was very clever about it because not every troll gives you an ear, even though they very clearly have 2 of them. Oh yeah, and the nice thing about Final Verdict is that it has an increased range. And over here is a little cave with more Nerubians. And this is a leftover of one of the class quests, because I remember very faintly that you needed to come here as a paladin, and I think you learned your cure poison, and you had to go in here and think you needed to summon something and then kill it. It was definitely something along the lines of that, but they took out the quest, but the isle is still here. I love that we still have the the alliance colors on these tents. Maybe repaint them, put them up in red. Red gold are our colors now. Away with the blue gold. We have nothing to do with those folks anymore. And I've read a comment on one of the other videos that someone said they don't really like the Ghostlands. They think they're rather depressing. And I get where you're coming from, but to me this just is so comforting. I mean, Scourge content in general is just comforting to me, so maybe that's just weird behavior in general. But hey, I think it looks so pretty. I love the Ghostlands. I actually kind of like the Ghostlands even more than the Eversong Woods. So now we have a few more quests, because these are definitely the 2 main quest hubs in the Ghostlands, the Farstrider Enclave and Tranquillin. And from here we basically start all of our operations. And first we're gonna take care of a few ghosts that have always been haunting this lake, but obviously due to recent happenings, these hauntings have been increasingly happening. So we're gonna take down a few of them. And there is a ghost. And now we will take care of some typical Blood Elf business. So the Blood Elf people like to enslave the elements, and in this case they enslave the water elemental that is holding dominion over this lake. And this rude thing just reversed the curse and enslaved the Blood Elf ghosts instead, and now we need to reverse that again because we can't let that stand. So we're gonna get all these amulets and then summon the water elemental, and then once again bring it under our heel, because that's just what we do. We're being very respectful to nature. Alright, let's summon this wayward elemental and show him who's boss. Hello, good sir. Hell yeah. We freed their souls from the curse that they kind of brought upon themselves. And we can finally skill our interrupt. Yay! And let's kill some more lynx. Hi. Yeah. There's another person on the smallest chicken I've ever seen. Oh yeah, because I'm not in time walking. Right. I actually forgot about that. But we haven't even been to Orgrimmar so far, so of course we're not in time walking. And speaking of class quests from earlier, I remember that you needed to unlock all of these chests as a rogue to skill your lock picking, and that they were also part of a little class quest that you would do here. I don't remember all of them because I don't think I played all of the classes back then. But every time I see these chests, I think of that. Alright, we need another Headhunter Axe. Oh, and we also need to kill a lot more of the Headhunters. And one Shadowcaster. Hello. Sorry, I just came into your home and killed you in it. That must be really unpleasant. And a chest. Don't really know why, but usually these chests give you a lot of experience if you find them in the open world, but for some reason not in the Draenei starting zone and also not in the Blood Elf starting zone, so I really don't know what that is all about. And onwards with the mindless troll killing. I think these hexers also turn you into chickens if you don't kill them fast enough. Wait, maybe we can come here. We're gonna fight against all the other dudes. Go on, do it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Successfully let an NPC use their ability. Check. Alright. we've done all of these quests, and now what is left are the catacombs. But before we go there, we're gonna pick up new quests on the Fast Rider Enclave, because they're definitely gonna have more for us. Now they're sending us into the big troll village to completely eradicate them. And of course we're gonna do that. We're even gonna poison their supplies. That is kind of rude, but warfare, I guess. Also, I've read a bit about the War Within Alpha that has just started. And apparently you're gonna get a up to 25% experience increase. And like, I couldn't really make out if they meant from 1 to 80 or from 70 to 80. Because now the thing is, I really like the low level aspect of leveling in World of Warcraft. And I really wouldn't like it if it was even shorter than it already is. Usually I really enjoy going wherever I please during the leveling process, and every single time, because expansions tend to do that, it gets a little bit old when you have to do the same old quests all over again for the span of an entire expansion. So I would really prefer if it was just from 70 to 80, but since many loud people are very hateful towards leveling and low leveling zones, it's probably the old way around from 1 to 80. And now, before we go down further the line and take out the entire village, we're gonna quickly ride up to the Amani Pass so we can discover this flight location and also this place in general. Damn, Zul'Aman looks so cool. Hiya! And also more poisoning. Ooh, level up. And also our battle res. And also another talent point. So, what do we have here? Let's get the improved Blades of Justice. And also, while we're in this very TBC-esque place, I wanted to ask you guys if you would be up to after we are done with the Ghostlands, which I will probably need 2 episodes for, or I'm gonna make this one a very, very long episode, I shall see. If you would be up to go to Outlands after this, because I very much enjoy the whole feeling of hopefully not getting stuck underneath this building, thank you. I very much enjoy the TBC vibe and feeling, and I wouldn't mind at all to, for once, go to the Hellfire Peninsula with a character again, because it's been quite some time since I've last quested that whole zone, or all the Outland zones in general. I mean, there are a few that are rather annoying to quest, but, you know, for you guys, I would do it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I also really like to quest there in general. And it's also been a place that we haven't really intensely visited so far on the channel. And what would be more fitting than to go there with a fresh Blood Elf Paladin? So please tell me in the comments if you would like to see some TBC action. Alright, let's hand in these quests. Tell them that we were very successful in pruning the trolls. But after we've ruined a little bit of troll land, how about we how about we also desecrate, well, the catacombs? Let's do it. I remember that this green mist that the mummified hand hunters leave behind when they die, that used to tick for quite a lot of damage. Alright, that guy just watched while we murdered all of his friends, but that's no biggie. Because over here is a follower quest. Well, do you call it follower quest? You have to protect someone and follow them around. And I like to clear out the room before I talk to her, because she does this very annoying thing where she runs up to every enemy that you come into a fight with. Get out of there. Take your time, girlie. Also, it's eerily quiet because, once again, there is no music. I could swear there used to be music here. I mean, it's been a bug for a very, very long time that just inside of caves and catacombs and tunnels, just the music is missing. Don't really know when that happened and why. And it's not every single one. Damn, this grass is tall. What the hell? I mean, no one has been really pruning it. I think we were all too busy dying, but of course she has to walk the last bit. Alright, we did it, and we got some troll kickers, which are our first non-white feet. Hell yeah, they look amazing. Let's hand in all our other quests, and then we can transmog. Ooh, level 20. Yeah, we definitely need a lay on hands. You know, when I was looking through all my keys, I thought, you know what we need more? Stuff that makes sure that we survive everything. Oh yeah, and transmog. Very important. I think for now I'm just gonna stick with the set, but at some point I'm definitely ready to transmog something new. Quest-wise, this is pretty much the same as it is on the Bloodmist Isle, at least when it comes to the quantity of quests. I like the quality of quests a lot more though. Oh, and we already have the crunchy spider legs. Hell yeah, and I think, yep, I don't know how to make the crunchy spider surprise yet, so that's also good. Yeah, I skilled a little bit of cooking while I was watching something, but don't you worry, the rest of the skill points I'm definitely gonna do with you guys. And now our map looks like this, and I always like to start over here at Investigate Underroth. That was hard to say. And before we get there, I'm gonna take a quick trip to the Dead Scar because we have to kill a lot of zombies here. Like I already said in my video when we were questing the Bloodmist Isle. First of all, of course, this holds a lot more nostalgic value to me than the Draenei starting zone, simply because I used to play a lot more Horde than Alliance. And also, this is very, very deeply connected with the lore of Warcraft 3, which I value a lot, so of course I like this more than just some red island with a lot of wildlife that has been impacted by the Draenei crash. Oh yeah, and we can already hold on to the rotting hearts because we're gonna need them eventually. I always found it extremely funny that this Elrendar river, this is the river that in Warcraft 3 was described as being so big and deep that Arthas and his entire army of undead was not able to cross it just willy-nilly. And in-game it's just this tiny stream that you at some parts have to swim through a little bit, but otherwise it's really not that bothersome. Expectations versus reality. Right. Those are the mana essences, and now we need to get Tomber's supplies, which he left in this cart because he got attacked by a lot of flesh eaters. But that's no biggie because we are a hero and we do all kinds of errands. And now after some mindless troll killing, let's do some mindless night elf killing. I remember that for one of the other rogue class quests, you had to come here and you learned pickpocketing here. And you actually had to pickpocket the sentinel leader. And the funny thing is, up to this day, you can still pickpocket her handkerchief. And if you kill her as a rogue instead of pickpocketing, you will get the same item but completely ruined by blood. And actually, this over here, Keltis Darkleaf with his bad whisper, this is the rogue trainer that gave you the quest. I like that they left all these NPCs and these places in the game. I wish they would have also left the quests in there. Sometimes what I feel they could have done is just taken out the necessity of doing them, especially if the game detects that you have already done them once on your account and you just get the spells without doing them. But the quests are still in the game, so if you want to do them, you still can do them. I think that would have been a nice in-between. But I know, that was back in Cataclysm and they probably didn't have the technology to do something insane like keeping something in even though it's not necessary anymore. And now, onwards we go, because now we have some Murlocs to kill. As you can see, I'm a little less clueless than I was in the Draenei starting zone, because I think I quested this zone roughly 200 times in my life. But it's a bliss every single time, because down here we have zombified Murlocs, which is almost as bad as the regular Murlocs. And these Murlocs also still have the the old aggro range, if I'm reading these angry screams correctly. Get hammered. Alright, that was a very pathetically small hammer. I'm a bit embarrassed. We also have a wanted quest, and these guys are still elite mobs, by the way, which is really cool because they were these monstrosities that just walked all across the Ghostlands. They had very specific walking paths. But I remember that one of them always lumbered around these parts and the other one was on the other half of the Ghostlands. And I remember that these Stonewing trackers were like level 18 because the Ghostlands was from 10 to 20, which was very unusual because most level zones used to be within the range of 5 levels. if even. And you always have to tiptoe around these ziggurats because the gargoyles were very hard to kill. And I think this was the first part where I died quite a lot because these gnolls, well, they do this and they run away in fear and then they run into another part of the camp and you aggro a lot more than you wanted. And yeah, the game very effectively taught you early on how to be smart when you want to pull stuff together. I think I want to learn the art of war. I also feel like paladin sounds really nice. Like I like the sound that all my attacks do, like all that metal clanging and the whooshing, I guess. Alright, more spiders, and then we need Knucklerod and Luzran, and then we can go back to Tranquillin. Oh yeah, there's the first guy. Alright, I'm gonna do something which would have been absolute suicide back in the day. These guys, oh my god, he stood no chance. That's so insane. It used to be very hard to kill them. My god, that's almost a bit sad. I think the first character that I managed to kill them without the help of someone else was actually with my very first paladin, because she was able to heal herself. She was able to like take a few hits to the noggin without immediately dying. But with every other character, you always just hope that there was someone around to help you. This looks sexy, doesn't it? And another level up. This is going very fast. Oh, there is the Scourge, and no one is stopping them. Alright, let's do that ourselves. I think we can take them. We're so overpowered. I remember when I was on the Shalandris Isle for the first time, I was so shocked by how beautiful this night elf music is. Like, it's so serene and sweet, and I never had heard it before because, like I said, I only played Horde back then, and you don't really have a reason to waltz into night elfin lands if you're a Horde. And this part of the land was actually the only reason I even started a night elf druid. I mean, I think I brought her to level 10 and then I got a little bit bored of the Alliance side. But I enjoyed leveling in Darnassus quite a lot. And all because of this little part in the Ghostlands. And onwards to Windrunner village, which has been also overrun by Scourge. And since we're trying to win back a little bit of our lands, we need to take care of these baddies. And we're also supposed to get some items from them, so they can be better studied. Done with the substances, but not done with the fragments. So, come here, little gargoyles. I need a few of you. And not only are we cleaning out Windrunner village, we're also gonna retake Windrunner Spire, where we're gonna kill a few fallen rangers with a very familiar look. And these wailing girlies gonna drop us something. The lady's necklace, which is a piece of jewelry that Sylvanas once got from her sister Alaria. And back when Sylvanas was actually a character and not a caricature, I really liked this quest. Now we're gonna ignore this weird monument that is trying to make the war criminal seem like a normal person and be on our merry way to kill a little bit more Scourge members, which we are becoming quite good at. I remember that these banshees were also so hard to fight against because they did this constant stream of casts at you, and if you didn't have an interrupt, or if your interrupt was on cooldown, that more or less often ended with you being very, very dead. Oh! No problem, we're a paladin, but I actually wanted to land in the water. Speaking of water, we definitely still need a water mount. That's not how you spell water. Sure, let's take our sea turtle. Also, a smart person would have maybe at some point just put the Hearthstone up at Tranquillin, but mine is still bound to Sunstrider Isle. So there is that. But that's all part of the plan, because I still wanted to kill some zombies on the Death Scarf for the Spinal Dusts and the Rotting Hearts, obviously. Again, with the Scourge. These protectors are not really good at protecting us, are they? Gonna do this, and now we get our very first quest that is sending us away from Eversong Woods and the Ghostlands, but we're not gonna journey to Undercity just yet. We will actually finish the Ghostlands first before we do that. Alright, maybe I had to take an emergency break to make some coffee and tea, but we're definitely back on track now. First, we're gonna keep taking care of our Night Elven problem, and then we're gonna gonna deactivate one of the moon crystals that these night elves have so viciously planted in our lands. Horrible, horrible practices. Can only shake my head. Us blood elves would never just waltz into someone else's land and just start building our stuff there. Now we have taken care of the night elves, and now we're gonna take care of our very own scourgy problems that we have still left, because there are plenty. And for that we're gonna zoom up here to Ranger Vina, and she's gonna send us over to Dawnstar Spire because we are going to investigate the past of a very special elf. And this very special elf is called Darkhan. And Darkhan is the elf that I was talking about in the previous episode that sold out the secrets of how to get into Quel'Thalas to Arthas and the Scourge, which just made it possible for them to invade and destroy the Sunwell by just, willy-nilly waltzing in there and resurrecting Kel'Thuzad in there. Ow, and these arcane reavers keep kicking us down. We're gonna take this book, we're gonna bring it back, because in here we can read very well that for some reason Darkhan really hated his own people, which is always very handy if you need someone to betray them. And with this journal in our hands, we have made a big step towards actually bringing down this absolute traitor, because the man is still alive. And we desperately want to change that. But before we can start to take down that dude, we first need to prepare, because we will have to go into the stronghold of the Scourge here in the Ghostlands, and we are a little bit unprepared right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into these ziggurats that have already taunted us from the sides, and we're gonna pick up 2 stones. And this truly used to be the real test if you picked a good class and if you understand your class well enough when you're leveled here. Because once you step in here, all of these 4 dark mages are going to attack you. And I know it looks laughable now, but man, 4 enemies that constantly cast at you, also with pretty strong spells, that was nothing to be scoffed at. It was in general a really cool thing, because gradually you could feel just quests getting harder and harder here and testing you more and more. I kinda miss that feeling while I'm questing. And with these stones in our possession, we're gonna zoom back to the Sanctum of the Sun, because now we're gonna get our quest to infiltrate Deathholme, which is the previously mentioned stronghold of the Scourge. And now we got the Sunwell Blade, and these are super strong because they work on the end boss of this zone, on Darkhan. They do a lot of damage on him, and honestly, I think I'm gonna try this out, because this is gonna do 12,500 arcane damage to him. And that sounds even to strong little paladin ears, that sounds very powerful. And I remember that people always used to ask in the comment chat here to find some people to band together to take him down, and it always felt really cool, because this was the first real quests where you definitely needed a group, because you're gonna see in there it's crawling with enemies, and it's really hard to go anywhere without attracting unwanted attention. So you almost felt like you were, walking into your first dungeon, which is also a feeling that I'm missing. But hey, I also understand why these things are a thing of the past. And this dude is casting at us. Ugh, don't do that. And while we're in Deathholme, may I just say that this Scourge banner looks so cool, so detailed, and I also love the fact that the lines are just crossed out. That is just such a cute little teenager detail. Thank you, Arthas, for that one. And then I ask you, what is this? What is that? These 2 things have nothing in common, alright? And the tabard is from Dragonflight, alright? It's super fresh and super new. And this banner is from, well, I don't know if they redid it in Wrath or if that was already here in TBC. I actually don't remember, Scoozy. But in any case, it's very old. Come on! I've always been so sad about that. When I read in the patch notes that we're gonna get a Scourge tabard, I was so excited. And then I saw that, and couldn't they have put in a little bit more love? Never not gonna be angry about that. Alright, and now we are going to take down a lot of Scourge enemies, and we're gonna free some people, and we also gonna take down the lieutenants of Darkhan, which are scattered all around Deathholme. Hello. Sorry, but party is over. Borgoth the Bloodletter. No more bloodletting allowed. Oh, alright. He doesn't want to fight against us. And there is Dr. Witherlimp. And Dr. Witherlimp, first of all, has this very cool model. And he also puts a poison on you. And even though we can get rid of this poison, I would definitely keep it on, because I always think it's so funny that we're now just a teeny tiny little paladin. And the cool thing is that it also downsizes all of our mounts. And now we're just on this teeny tiny horse. I love that. Hi guys, we're gonna be in trouble. Let's save this ranger. Let's kill this eye. Let's zoom up there. Come along, cuties. The tiny whirl of holy energy is going to show you who's boss. And now we're gonna take care of the man himself. And for that, I will not forget to use my sword, because I'm excited to see how much life he has anyway. And if that thing won't just one-shot him, he only has 7k life. Let's put on the Sunwell Blade. Oh. And wait for it to come off cooldown. While we're doing that, I'm gonna make a screenshot for the thumbnail. Oh, they saw us. No matter. Oh, that did did nothing. All right. Wait, where is my weapon? There. Then we have to do it with normal paladin juice, I guess. Wait, did I misread something? Would we have to do something else to make it work? I don't actually know. Well, that's no biggie, because we're a paladin and we're just gonna survive this anyway. Sunwell Torrent dot. Oh, it did 100 damage. Alright, but here it says, yeah. So I guess the number is completely incorrect. The number probably scales with our item level, but probably the item itself doesn't, and it's just badly coded, I guess. Alright, for anyone doing this quest, that sword is lying. It's not gonna do any damage at all. But just be a paladin and have a bubble, and it won't be a problem at all. Alright, and now I'm gonna kill a few more of these Dreadborn Sentinels to get a few more Spinal Dust, because we need to finish that quest as well to get the achievement for completing the entirety of the Ghostlands. Alright, maybe I also finished our Clearing the Way quest, so we have that one in the bag as well. Now we're gonna hand in our quest that we brought death to Darkhan, because we have his handy little head in our backpack. And now we're gonna get sent around with this head anyway, because now we're gonna show a lot of important people that we can absolutely take care of our own problems. And we're also gonna bring this lady the Spinal Dust and Rotten Hearts. And with that, ta-da! We're done with the Ghostlands! To this day, I think my absolute favorite questing zone in World of Warcraft. And now we're gonna take a quick trip to Silvermoon, because, like I said, we need to show around someone's cut off head. Bye bye, Ghostlands. Can't wait to be here again. Ooh, and while I'm riding up there to show the head to Lord Theron, I just saw that we can accept the quest to become a goblin or a gnomish engineer. Ain't that convenient? Hey guys! Guess what I did? You gonna like this one. And now we're gonna show this head off to Sylvanas, and we're also gonna give her her necklace. And then she's gonna burst into song, because she's gonna be so happy that we found that necklace for her. And back here, we can just use this orb, and just like that, we're gonna be teleported to Undercity, which is really cool. I've always loved this connection. And also, well, what can I say? I think Undercity is still hands down my favorite city in World of Warcraft. So let's take this very murderous elevator down, pick up this flight point, buy a tabard, throw stuff on the bank, and be on our very way to Sylvanas. And obviously, while we're at it, run through some delicious looking slime. Hi, girl. Remember when you were a cool character? Yeah, me too. What joy is there in this curse? And here's your necklace. And now she's gonna sing for us. We're gonna accept these quests, and I'm gonna link you a very, very old video in the video description if you wanna listen to this song in its entirety, and a very, very old video from, I think, World of Warcraft itself that I used to watch a lot. So let's quickly zoom over to Orgrimmar. Now we have arrived in Pathfinder's Den, which is definitely very different from the portal room in Stormwind. I always found that like this portal room is not even half as cool as the Alliance one. I was always a bit sad that they didn't use the Cleft of Shadows for all the portals in Orgrimmar, but hey, I guess some random room with some random stuffed in orc mages also does it justice. Alright, you're neither Thrall nor Garrosh, but sure, Sarfang. I thought you were dead, but here you have a head. Welcome to the Horde Elf. Yeah, that that definitely fits with the time frame I just played through. Of course, of course. Well, we don't have to talk about the clusterfuck that is the times in World of Warcraft, I think. And now we can bring back the head to Lorthamar Theron, and I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Hi guys, I just met the weirdest orc. And with all of these Ghostlands shenanigans behind us, I'm gonna end today's episode right here. I think this probably has been a very long one, but I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless. As always, if you did enjoy it, then please consider leaving a like and a comment. I appreciate it and it helps so much. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do that as well. And as always, I hope that I'm gonna see you in the next video. And until then, bye bye!